I got Stitch out the sofa. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but normally he's like squished down the back of the sofa, but I have rescued him today. Hey guys, it's Jamie. Sorry if I sound stuffy in this video. I have a slight cold or a cold coming on. Cross your fingers I don't get a full-blown cold because I really don't need one right now. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking to you about a couple times that I was outed as trans, which may seem a little bit strange as I am very open about being trans now, but we are rewinding to a time when I was a lot more closed about the fact I was trans. I didn't tell new people, I wasn't out in a big way. Nobody ever found my YouTube channel ever. So yeah, there were a couple times that I was outed before I put myself out there fully. That sentence kind of got away from me, I'm sorry. So the first time was I was outed to a future flatmate that did become an actual flatmate of my fiancée Shaba and mine during our undergraduate years at uni. Basically, Shaba had a friend on her course at uni who needed somewhere to live for the next academic year. We had a spare room, so we were like, yeah, come live with us for the year. But we kind of arranged it all quite a while in advance, so I had some time to think about whether I wanted to come out as trans to her. Now, I was kind of weighing up, like, if I do tell her and she doesn't agree with it or finds it really awkward, then it might be strange to live with somebody, or she might not want to live with us anymore. But if I don't tell her, then I might need to like hide certain things and watch what I say, and I don't know if that would make it more awkward. So I was really just like weighing up my options and mulling things over. I had loads of time, so I was just thinking about it and talking to Shaba about it, basically about what would be best to do. But a little bit of backstory is needed here. So future flatmate's boyfriend was a friend of Shaba and I's in college, and he knew I was trans because he knew me before I transitioned. There is a twist to this story. Essentially what happened is, before I could make a decision on whether I did actually want to come out as trans to her or not, her boyfriend's mum told her that I was trans. I'm not super like really majorly angry or upset. I just found it very, very frustrating at the time and a little bit awkward because I didn't know how she'd been told or what had been said. That can be a little bit strange sometimes, particularly because we were gonna live together. I found it extra awkward. And it was her boyfriend's mum. Yeah, it was just a strange situation, and I wasn't very happy with his mum. I feel like because I was not out very much at all, it kind of took away that ability for me to explain things to her and see how she initially reacted to it, because after all we had to live together basically. Well, not basically, we just had to live together. Luckily it worked out totally fine. She was very cool with it. Yeah, it was chill and it worked out okay, which was a really fortunate situation, but it might not have been so great. So I think particularly in those situations, even if you think somebody is fairly open about it, it's up to them to explain it to the other person. Does that make sense? So yeah, that was the first time. The second time was also a kind of uni situation, and it was following a supposedly private and confidential trans student meetup on campus, which I agreed to go to because I thought it would be nice to see and meet other trans students on campus. But I was a little bit anxious because I was still uncomfortable about being out, which seems strange to me now because I'm so comfortable with being open about being trans just in general, that kind of thinking back to a time when I was very, very closed about it and quite uncomfortable about talking about it and telling other people, it's strange. But yeah, that's how I felt back then, and I didn't want a whole load of people knowing. So the only reason I went along is because I was told it would be private, run by trans students and only attended by trans students, that kind of thing. It was going fine. Everyone was just introducing themselves, having a chat, talking about trans issues on campus and different things that could be done and experiences and stuff, and it was cute, you know. And about halfway through, a very senior, as in top senior member of the SU LGBT society popped in. Very random, weird, nobody really expected it, I don't think, just to see how it was going. And this guy is definitely not trans. I was a little bit kind of, oh, that's interesting at the time, but I just didn't think about it again because I knew of him, but I didn't think he knew who I was or anything. He did know exactly who I was. A little bit after the trans meeting, I think it was like a couple of weeks or something, a friend of Shaba's told her that they'd found out I was trans, and the linking factor and the hinting was towards the person who had come into the meeting who was not trans, the senior LGBT member. That one made me angrier because not only was it a confidential and private setting just for trans students and he'd come in, but he'd shared who was at that meeting, and he was in a senior like position within the LGBTSU society thing, and he should really have known better. For many, many reasons, it was just really annoying. It made me angry to know that somebody in that kind of position would do something like outing another person. No matter who it's to or how you think the person that you're outing someone to will react, even if you think it's going to be really positive, it's just not a cool thing to do. So yeah, I was really angry about it, and I kind of debated whether or not I should go and talk to the uni about it or somebody at the SU. In the end, I decided not to, and I'm kind of still a bit frustrated at myself when I think about it that I didn't talk to somebody, because I think I should have, because he really shouldn't have done that in that situation. It wasn't cool. Yeah. But yeah, fast forward to today, and I am very open about being trans, so like outing is not something that comes up. But those were a couple examples from before I was like very open about it. It is an awkward situation to be in when you're outed, particularly if you then see the person that you're outed to quite a lot. I was very lucky that any situation I was outed in, people reacted positively and it didn't change their views of me or anything, but it doesn't always work out that way. So outing is definitely not a cool thing to do. I hope you have enjoyed this video, just a little personal story for you guys. Come follow me on various social medias if you would like to. And yeah, if you like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you next time. Much love, guys. Bye.